Hi, well, it's been a while since my last video on Donald Trump and the circus around him. Unfortunately, I can't say things have improved at all. This ridiculous situation where Donald Trump is this on again, off again support for Ukraine and the peace treaty, and it's just a total farce. Like he called up Putin just again to emphasise his weakness. He was the one who contacted Putin on the phone, and desperately wanted him to show some sign that he wanted peace. But it's obvious that Putin just wants to prolong the war, and it's just basically a situation that is humiliating Trump in public. He doesn't seem to have any self-awareness. He doesn't seem to realise how his reputation is being totally trashed by Vladimir Putin. He is so desperate to get a positive response from that man. It's like a pathetic couple of characters where he is the desperado and it's Putin who's holding all the cards, and he's just trying to get his hero to basically acknowledge him and to play ball with him. But what he does is he's just taunting. He's just stringing him along. He's being played for a total mug, and he is looking like the weakest president that I think America has ever had. Or maybe since Jimmy Carter. He was pretty bad. But Trump is a disaster at the moment. Everything he seems to touch turns to crap. Everybody associates with him. Their reputations seem to be going down the toilet. The major one being Elon Musk, who I think has contributed a hell of a lot more to the world than Donald Trump ever has. At least he's a fantastic engineer. He has certain problems with his personality, that's for sure, and he can get sucked in, and I think that's what's happened with him and Trump. The Doge thing that Elon Musk is working on about cutting government waste is a good idea in theory, but the execution, which is the problem with most of these Trump policies, is abysmal, and the communication's bad as well. So I feel a bit sorry for Elon Musk in that regard, because I mean he's having real problems with his automotive company Tesla. They're really struggling right now. The Cybertruck looks like another a latter-day version of the Etzel, which was a disastrous vehicle that was produced by one of the three big vehicle makers, and it just I think it was Ford actually, but correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But it was a shocker. And the Cybertruck, yeah, I mean, the Cybertruck, you don't take a spare tyre with it. You take a spare tube of glue to glue on the panels that fall off. I mean, it's just, talk about dodgy workmanship. And he's got his full self-driving that he's hanging out for too, and that's another problem. Will that ever meet fruition? Promises a lot, but he's having problems delivering. But he's, like I say, because he's associated with Trump, his reputation's going downhill. Marco Rubio used to be a man with supposedly with principles, but he seems to have totally sold out. These people are just scared of Trump, and Trump in turn seems to be scared of Putin. It's like watching playground stuff. It's pathetic. It really is. I feel sorry for America having such lousy leaders. I mean, Biden was nothing to write home about, but God, Trump is making him look like a genius when he was awake, which wasn't that often. But, you know, Trump, I wish Trump would sleep more and do less. The trouble is the guy hardly ever sleeps, and maybe that's one of the problems. But, you know, the tariff situation is, again, he keeps switching and turning and changing policies all the time. You don't know where the man is coming from. It must be driving businesses crazy. Now the latest thing is he's had this bill through Congress, just got squeezed through by one vote, and it's supposedly to reduce costs and give tax reform. But you know who gets the most tax savings? It's the rich. And this is a problem for Trump. He loves associating with rich people. His envoy to Russia, who's a total joke. He's another billionaire lawyer, property lawyer, has no qualifications for diplomatic missions, but that doesn't worry Trump. Since when do you need to actually have any qualifications to do the job? It doesn't seem to be part of the deal. But this particular tax bill that has been put through the Congress is now going to not only apparently lower taxes for the wealthiest in the country, it's also going to cut Medicare benefits for the most needy. So, I don't know what Trump's trying to do. Is he going out of his way to lose votes in the midterms? Because I think he's basically he is really going downhill. I haven't even checked the tracking poll for today. I'll do that right now. I'll give you an update of what the tracking poll, Rasmussen tracking poll says. It actually was much closer than I thought a few days ago. Only 2 points difference where Trump was underwater. It was in double digits at one stage. But I'll just check now and see what it is, and I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah, well, the figures are in, and Trump is now 6 points down in the negative on the overall popularity index. So that is a deterioration from a few days ago when it's only 2. I can't see himself digging himself out of this hole. His attitude towards Ukraine absolutely infuriates me. I just feel as though the man doesn't have a moral streak. He doesn't seem to care about people. He claims that he wants to save lives and make himself out to be the great martyr. But it's only virtue signalling. That's what he's really doing. I don't think the guy really cares. He's more interested in being chummy with Putin, which is baffling to me. I mean, what a way to get a great look. The other thing I haven't mentioned about Trump is that he's also been dealing with Qatar, accused of association with terrorists and actually aiding and abetting terrorists. And he has quite happily taken a $400 million gift off Qatar for a new Air Force One jet. And he can use that privately after his presidency finishes. And this is obviously a form of bribery. And he's quite happy to do this openly. I just don't see where this guy's coming from. He can maybe get away with this crap when he's running his own business, but when you're a public figure, the most powerful political figure in the world, not that he's using that power much, because he doesn't seem to use it in a positive sense. As I say, he looks weak. He's very weak when it comes to Putin. But the air of corruption is also hanging over him, and things are just getting worse for Trump. People in the Republican Party are going to put a lot of pressure on him when the midterms coming around, because I think this could be a bloodbath for the Republican Party. A similar situation in reverse that is happening in the UK, where Reform is absolutely trouncing Labor. Well, in this case, the Democrats are in for a huge win, in my opinion, in the midterms. I think Trump is looking like the most inept president I could imagine. He just doesn't seem to care about his public image, which is quite baffling considering the guy was a reality TV star. You think he'd know all about imaging. His telegenetic looks are very important, how you're perceived by the public on screen, but it just doesn't seem to get it. And, he is anti-woke, and that's good, but his fundamental policies are so bad, and things like tariffs, aka taxes, are going to hurt average Americans just when they can least afford it, because there are major headwinds economically happening in America, and it's just going to get worse for everybody. It's no wonder that so many Americans, especially of an older age group, are abandoning the country and living in South America or Southeast Asia, where the cost of living is lower. America just is, if you're not super wealthy, they just don't want you. You wouldn't feel welcome in the country. So you know, it's a very sad state of affairs. Thank God things aren't quite as bad in Australia. The income gaps between rich and poor isn't nearly as stark. In America, they just seem to be, everything is lined up to look after the billionaires, and I think it could lead to major fractures in their society. So it's not a healthy situation, in my opinion. But let's see what happens in the future. It'll be fascinating to watch, and thank God I'm living in northern Queensland. I'm glad I'm off the mainstream part of this world at the moment, because I see major clouds rolling in on a number of fronts. So look, I hope you found this interesting, what I've been saying. Please comment, give me a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to the channel. As far as Trump is concerned, I've given up on him. I don't see any way this guy is going to change. I think if anything, it's going to get worse with his cognitive decline, because I'm sure that is one of the factors playing in here. And it's not going to be very ugly in the next 12 months. And I don't think he will survive more than 12 months. I stick by that prediction.